Okay, guys, I just wanted to show you, here's the juice left and discard bowl, of course, and that's how many I got out of 4 peppers. Now, these are just the regular peppers. So what I'm going to do is to spice them up a bit. I'll show you in a moment what I add either to the sauce or to the soup. So going to bring this on over to the stock pot, and see there, the seeds will just remain there. That's why I told you not to worry about them. And even if you get, like there's a few in my pan already, my stock pot, even if you get a little of the seeds in, it's not going to hurt anything. You just might not necessarily want all of them in. Okay, now for this, what we're going to do, you can see how it's cooked down after cooking for just a few hours. If you get a late start on it, 2 hours is probably okay. I like to give it some time there to get, you know, all the flavors cooking together, and I like it to cook down to about there. There's the red peppers you can add. I just added a few flakes. Now, if you're like me and you like it spicy, and your family maybe likes it spicy but not too spicy, then you can just add those in at the end, like in your own dish or what have you. Now, this is what I'm going to be adding to the sauce. Heavy whipping cream. This great large bottle, I drink this in my coffee too, so it was worth picking up because I like to put cream in my sauce, not too much. I'll show you about how much I put in. So it's going to, you know, turn it just a little bit lighter color. And also I picked it up because I found these great noodles. They are a nice egg noodle, and the way they prepared them is very good. Plus, of course, they're done with coarse grain semolina. So I'm hoping to take these with some sliced ham that we use either for breakfast or diced up in certain dishes to make a pasta dish. With that, some fresh spinach leaves, a cream sauce that I make homemade that doesn't take very long, with some butter and some garlic. Got some fresh garlic that we can roast. Okay, so what we'll do with this is I'm going to open it and just, you know, pour a little in there. Now just pour a little bit and kind of stir it and see if you like that effect, and if you think you need a little more, then you can put a little more. I can always tell when I'm stirring that I've usually cook this down for, you know, like maybe even another hour when I'm doing my pasta sauces for rigatoni. But this, like I said, you can tell by how it looks right there. It's not smooth. You can see that it has cooked down quite a bit. All right, so once you do that, if you look at it and you're like, it still is darker than you like, then just add a little more cream. Or if you want your soup to be, you know, have more of that cream flavor, then add, and you know what? This looks pretty good to me, because I'm also going to be adding in, once I create this pasta, I'm going to be adding in the pasta water. Probably all of the pasta water. A lot of times I will add that into my sauce, even if it's for, like I said, rigatoni, manicotti, what have you, because then it helps to marry the sauce to your pasta when you have a little bit of the pasta juice in there. So what I'm going to do is put this down, transfer it to the pan, put in this chicken broth, add in the beans, this amount of the peppers, and I thought this would be the last one, but it won't, because I still clearly need to boil the pasta. So yeah, I'll be boiling it separately. You could boil it in your stock pot since you're not draining it, but I'm going to go ahead and boil it separately. I don't want it, I want it al dente so that when I add it to the soup, it's not super soggy. And you can also, by the way, keep your noodles separate if you want. if you like them a little more on the al dente side and you don't want them getting mushy in your soup if you have leftovers, you could just keep the noodles totally separate and even store them, you know, for your leftovers in the fridge separated and just add them to the soup, which is another possibility. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and do one more video where I cook up this pasta separately. All right, guys. Thought we were going to be done, but no, that's okay. It's going to be a great soup. I can tell by the smell. Like, I've been tempted to eat these awesome peppers because I love roasted peppers, but I am on a fast right now. So I can, because I'm doing liquid fast, I can, once the soup is prepped, have a little bit of the broth, or I've got a homemade chicken soup that I did where I did the Amish noodles separately. So I could just take out the broth from that. But I had that yesterday. I just started my fast, liquid fast, so I can have liquids today. I've done the no liquid, no food fast, but I've only done that for a day before. So at some point, I'd like to do that for 3 days. No food, no water, because it's very good for, you know, detoxifying the body or the vessel, however you want to think of it. But I am on liquid, so I'll get to taste this, test it once it's done, as long as I make sure I'm just having the broth. Okay, I'll be back in just a little bit. Oh, and this is so messy because it's I like to have a spot to put it without making the stove worse for when we have to clean it up. Okay, guys, be right back with you in just a little bit. After I boil the pasta, of course.